Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Hope you had a really good week. And for those of you who are joining for the very first time, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those of you who tune in every single week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And as we, round out the year here, it's really crazy to believe that it feels like, I don't know what it feels like to you. It sort of feels like the year just started, and then here we are moving towards the end of the year, which many of you are probably celebrating after this year. And hi, thank you for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment, just talking about how it feels. It always feels like that every year, though, right? The beginning of the year, how it just feels like the year just started, and then here we are. Pretty soon, we will be done with this year. So, thanks for those who are starting to join here. Welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from today. And I am here for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment. I'm here in Florida, Tampa Bay area of Florida, where I reside. And really today, hi, thanks for those who are still joining. Really today, I want to talk to you all about starting a mental health detox. So I know you know what a detox is, the general term that's always thrown around for detox. There's so many types of detox, and I was at a smoothie shop the other day, and I was overhearing about people starting this juice cleanse and all these things. And I think this one lady did it for like 2 months or something. I don't know, but which is a really long time. Not recommending that, by the way, unless you've talked to your physician about that. But nonetheless, there's so many different ways for us to cleanse. There's water cleanses, juice cleanses, all sorts of detox for our physical body. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. But really I want you to think about today starting a mental health detox for your sanity, because especially this year, it has been a lot to process, a lot to deal with, a lot of changes, a lot of unexpected things that have happened in the world on top of your personal life. So, again, thinking about a mental health detox today. And thanks for those who are starting to join here from Texas. We got Texas in the house. Let's see, we got Houston, Texas. We got Beaumont, Texas. Surinami's in the house. Oakland, California. Welcome. New Hampshire. San Francisco. Welcome back. Nigeria is here. So thanks again for those who are tuning in from all over. And really, when you start to think about a mental health detox, I'm going to give you a couple of tips today. But the number one thing I want you to remember, which I think is cool about a mental health detox, is it's not just about what you're taking out of your life. Maybe you do need to take out some things like toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic conversations, a lot of negativity that may be in your life. Maybe it's the news. You need to reduce the time you spend on the news or social media. But it's also about what you put in. So I know the term detox, usually you're taking out something, but really to detox and really cleanse from a mental health perspective, it's also what are you putting in, meaning what are you feeding your mind, your soul, your spirit? Really, what are you paying attention to? There's so many positive things that are online. There really are. I know it's hard because we're inundated with all the negativity and the destruction and the natural disasters and everything that is happening all over the world. But what about the positivity? What about the things that uplift you and make you feel better about yourself, right? So I really want you to be thinking about those things. What can you add into your life to help you? Um, and hi, welcome for those who are still starting to join here. Good evening to you as well. Oh Lord, this okay. There we go here. So thinking about again, what do you need to take out and what do you need to add back in to your life. So this year has been really tough, especially for a lot of people that I've spoken with. In every category, really. I've spoken to a lot of different people. So whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it's friendships, whether it's isolation, there's so many things. So for you specifically, though, because everyone's in a different situation, really ask yourself, what do you have time to commit to doing to bettering your mental health when you think about a detox? For some people, there was a quote today. Let me see if I could find it really quick. I put it on my Instagram. It's Dr. Hammond. For those of you, I know some of you follow me on Instagram, if you're on Instagram. But I really like this quote. I do a Tuesday tip every Tuesday. And it's by a lady called Lala, I hope I say her last name right, Delia, or maybe Delia. But she says, detox your timeline, detox your page, your home, your refrigerator, under your counters, your closet, your ride, your phone, your life, and your mind. And that's a direct quote from her. So thinking about, that's a lot of different areas, right? But really, where is it that you need to remove things so that you can start to feel better? For some of you, it's in the physical space. You might physically be like, Dr. Hammond, I need to clean out my closets, or I need to clean out my office space, maybe if you're in an office, or if it's at your home or wherever it may be. Physically, you need to clear out what's around you, right? Or it could be more mentally. And really in your life and in your mind, what do you need to clear and work on, right? So, gosh, there's been so much. We talked about this in past mental health moments, but just what the stress can do to your body. The stress, especially of this year, can do to your body. Stress can lead to high blood pressure. Stress can lead to diabetes and heart issues and all sorts of other physical health things. So again, are you really taking care of your mind and all the stress that you've had, and physically taking care of yourself as well? And thank you for those who are still starting to join here. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Really today, just talking about mental health, starting a mental health detox. And that's your tip for this week, by the way, to really think about starting a mental health detox. Now, I don't want to add something else to your to-do list, because you might be like, Dr. Hammond, I'm so overwhelmed. There's just so much going on. And then here we are almost close to the holidays, which brings another source of stress in different ways, depending on how this year has affected you. But these can be baby steps. What do you need to start today for your mental health detox? Is it something you need to add into your life? I know on past mental health moments, you all have told me that you are gardening, or maybe you're praying, or maybe you're walking around your neighborhood, or those sorts of things. Whatever it is for you that can uplift you and to make you feel better. It doesn't resolve every situation in your life, of course, but the goal is for you to get into a better mindset. So are those more of the things you need to add in, or are you at a point where you need to start taking some things out? Meaning, again, reducing whatever toxic negative energy is in your life. That can be in the form of people, that can be in the form of what you're listening to, people around you. It can be social media. There's a lot of things and people and circumstances that really unfortunately have negative energy. So if you are in the boat where you need to release a lot of the negative energy, if you will, sometimes you can do that on your own for some of you. And sometimes what happens is you do need a mental health professional. So if that's the case, please reach out to a mental health professional. As usual, I'm always available if you need help finding someone wherever you're at, especially in the US, but even if you're out of country, I'll help you find someone. For those of you who send me messages or direct messages on social media, that's usually the best way to contact me, on Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media platform you're on. I will help you get to someone. If If you say, you know what, this is too much, whatever it is for me to handle, and you need help in letting go, that's also an option. But if you're not in that boat and you're more of a, I just need to add something in, Dr. Hammond, what can I add in? The good news is there's a lot. There's a lot that you can add in, which is more self care in the way that you enjoy self care. I think we've talked a lot on mental health moments about self care, and there's so many. I could give you 100 things right now. But the most important thing is for you, what brings you joy? Doing more of that. Is that what you need to add in? Do you need to add in really getting more knowledge and more inspiration? I'm personally as you all, some of you know that tune in every week, I'm an inspiration junkie. I love my positive quotes. I started the Facebook Positive Thinking with Dr. Hammond just to share positive quotes every day. I love positive quotes. I live by quotes and self-help books and anything around me that is inspirational and will uplift me. So is that something you need to do? Is it podcasts? Is it books? If you like books, audio books, YouTube videos, social media, whatever it is that you need to add in to work on this mental health detox for you is really what I want you to be thinking about. And the other part, somebody said, get rid of the clutter. Yes. And remember, clutter comes in multiple forms. There really, when most people think of clutter, you may think of physical clutter. But yes, there is the physical clutter, but there's also the mental clutter, as many of you know. There's also things that you may be holding on to that you need to work on letting go. Am I saying that letting go of things that are hurtful, things that have caused emotional pain are difficult? No, I'm not saying it's easy. It is a journey, as I always say, it is a journey. It's a day by day process, but it can happen if you want that to happen. But the positive thing about that is when you move all that sort of negative energy and stuck energy and hurt that you have, you allow more opportunities and blessings to flow into your life, and most importantly, more inner peace for you. One of the reasons that I'm on Mental Health Moment every week, and my wish for you, one of my wishes for you, is really to have more inner peace in your life. Every day is not going to be peaceful. We know that. But as many days as you can find inner peace and joy is a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful way to live no matter the circumstances. I have met people from all sorts of walks of life. At this point, as a psychologist, I mean, again, thousands of people that I've spoken to, just all different walks of life. I've heard a lot of stories. And the most beautiful thing for me are the people that have gone through so much. I mean, a lot. And they have the ability to be so strong, to get through, to keep moving on, to overcome all sorts of obstacles, right? And the reason for that is really having that mental toughness, if you will, and having that strength. And that's something that you can build. And one of the ways, like you're saying, is really to get rid of the clutter. If it's physical, if it's mental clutter, maybe some spiritual clutter you need to deal with whomever it is for you that you relate to as a higher power. There's a lot of different forms of clutter, emotional clutter. There's all sorts of clutter. But again, think about moving through that, especially in a couple months as we come up on a brand new year, which I know a lot of people are going to be in restart mode. Let's start over mode as we should after this crazy year. So again, think about, removing that clutter, like you said. And hi, welcome everyone from Maryland. Welcome, New York City. Welcome. I'm still dealing with stress, trying to get the young man I raised to get on the right track. Whatever it is for me is to let it go. Yes. Good. Yes. And taking things out of my life, people and things, adding more self-care. I love this. You guys are doing so well. I love your comments that you're leaving about what that mental health detox looks like for you. Because again, so important. And again, as you guys, mentioned some of the things that are causing stress with a mental health detox, like anything, it's not going to magically change your life circumstances, of course. But what it does is it puts you into a position to best handle what comes your way. Man, when you are in the best version of who you are, to handle the things that life throws at you is really a gift. It's so beautiful to see that. I've seen that with a lot of people, as I mentioned, and it's really beautiful to see that because we can't predict life and everything that it throws at us. We certainly didn't predict this year. But again, to work on you so that you can be prepared for anything that you're really dealing with is going to be really important. Colorado's here. Another person from Dallas, Texas. Welcome. There's a lot of people from Texas tonight. Yes, that is what I need to do, but it is hard. It is. It is hard. And some of the things, for those of you who, I know some of you are rejoining here for Mental Health Moment, you will know, and that is something that I am very upfront with you with. These are not easy things. Sometimes some of the tips on Mental Health Moment, these aren't even things, they're not going to be done in a day. So just so you know, with a true mental health detox, it's not a day activity. It's not even a week activity. Depending on what you choose to tackle for your mental health detox, this could be something that takes a couple of months. So the best piece of advice that I want to give you with that is to be patient with yourself. And again, if it is something you decide to tackle, whatever it is, bringing something in or taking something out, that is just too overwhelming for you, then make sure that you're reaching out to a mental health professional. I know there's a stigma about mental health, but it's so, so important and valuable for you to get the help that you need. Especially right now, there's so many resources for virtual therapy. You're not even leaving your house necessarily, but you're able to get the help that you need right now. Holding on to negativity brings on stressful conditions. Strive to live a peaceful life. Yes, please do. Again, like I said, I wish that for each and every one of you. I don't even know how long it's been. I think I lost track of time. Lost track of time at my older age here. No, but I don't know. There was a point. I definitely remember in graduate school, which is a really long time ago, that it was so. I just lived a life that was so hectic and chaotic and just not really a lot of inner peace because it was too much going on. Not a lot of self-care, not a lot of inner peace, definitely in grad school. And then there just comes a point, and I hope you're already at that point where you say, this is ridiculous. Like, why would I be living like this? You deserve to have inner peace in your life. You deserve to get to a place where you are focusing on your inner peace. It's a gift when you get to that point, if you're not already there. And if you're not, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. But just work on that. I'm getting to that place. One has to be prepared to let go. Yes. Thank you. This is mental health, illness, or anger issues I have been dealing with for years. Oh, okay. Someone was talking about something that's because his mother abandoned him. Yes. And some of it, like you said, there's different levels of a mental health detox. So when you think about it, some really mild things in your life that you may decide, you know what, I sort of want to work on these things. It's going to take me a couple weeks. I'm good. And then some of you may be right now, whatever's happening in your life, at a place where there's some tough things that you need to deal with, like tears, crying, really emotional things for you to deal with. And like I said, and I'm going to repeat again, if you do need a mental health professional to get through those times, because some of these things are not easy, then please reach out to one, or please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you find someone that can be helpful for you. Yeah, detox family can be extremely hard. It can. It really can. Thank you so much dealing with family members. You know what? I'm glad you all brought up the family situation because that is hard sometimes. And I've met, again, tons of people, thousands of people at this point, and there is no perfect family out there. So please understand that. And anything you see, I always tell you all this, but anything you see on social media, is not always the full story. So I know a lot of times, because I hear it constantly in my practice, people, even kids, they'll start comparing themselves. Well, my family's not like this family, and my this is not like this, and my friends don't do this and all this stuff. Half the time it is a highlight reel. It is a highlight reel what you're seeing on social media. So try your best not to compare yourself to people that are on social media. And try your best to focus, again, if it's your family, your friends, or whomever it is, relationships, to focus, you know, with the people that are actually around you, versus what you think people are doing, or what you think people's lives are like. And it's what's really fascinating too is I've had so many people that have admitted to me. I mean, I'm a psychologist, so I get told a lot of things, but I've had many people admit to me that almost a sense of guilt of what they are portraying on social media and what's really happening behind closed doors in their families. So keep that in mind, because they actually did some studies about that, how for some people it causes depression to see just overly happy, everything's perfect and everything's great, and families, and that's not the reality. So please keep that in mind when you're working through your own things. And again, stay away from things that trigger you. Sometimes it's social media, whatever, if it's movies or whatever it is that are triggering to you and are not helpful in your healing process, stay away from them, because it might do you more harm than good. Uh, I deserve to have peace and love, but most of all, be happy, honest, and humble. This is what I choose to have in my life. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love to hear that so much. It is. It really is. It is about exactly what you said. Every single one of you right now watching this absolutely deserve, and I say the word deserve very strongly. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have peace, and you deserve to have love in your life. For every single person watching this, is it going to look the same? No, because you're completely different human beings. But you, on whatever level and whatever it looks like for you, you are deserving of love and peace, especially inner peace, even though everything else around you may be complete chaos. I call it finding the calm in the chaos. Everything around you may be complete chaos, but inside, mentally, emotionally, if you are able to maintain your inner peace, that is something that will really, really help you in life. And if you're watching this and you are, I don't know, 75 years old, I don't know. It doesn't even matter if you're like, man, I've never lived like that. Start today, because it's really never too late to have that attitude and to move forward, whatever age you are. So whether you're a teenager watching this and, 75, 85, however old, and you've said, I've never lived like that, start today. That is my wish for you. And that is my tip for you for this week, is really to start today on these mental health detox. Now, one other thing I want to say about this, as I wrap up here, is that you may start this mental health detox. I promise you, if you're dealing with something that's a little bit more heavy and your decision to do the mental health detox, you may, just as with any program, even if it was physical, you may have times where you're going to feel like giving up. You're like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to deal with this. Try your best to keep going. Keep fighting through. If it is too much though, then take a pause. It just might be too much for you. Then take the pause. Maybe it's a month or two, and you return and you try to work on whatever it is for you again. Because this mental health detox is not just for today or tomorrow or next week. It is something that you need to think about, just as how we always think about spring cleaning. That's just a known. Oh, it's spring. When spring does come, it's spring cleaning. It's time for spring cleaning. Well, it's always time to have a mental health detox in your life when you know you need it, especially when you know you need it. Okay. And again, it's your physical space, it's your physical space around you, it's your mentally where you're at, emotionally where you're at, spiritually where you're at, thinking about all of those things. Decluttering my house. Good, good, good. Positive vibes only. I love it. Lord, help me find peace in all the chaos. Yes. Yes. And it is very possible. We may not be able to change what's going on around us, but you can absolutely work on changing what goes on inside of you. You can. You really can. Um, yes, inner peace is very needed. Amen. Peace and blessings. Blessings to you too. How do you achieve inner peace? Wow, that's a really great question. So the way to achieve inner peace is it's not an overnight process, but it is a commitment that you make to yourself. There's things that you need to get out the way. There's things that you're going to need to let go. Picking your battles in life. You may be upset with a coworker. You may be upset with a family member, with a friend, with this situation, with that. I don't know why COVID came this year. I'm upset about my job, whatever, all of that. You may need to work on letting that go, or pieces of it, letting pieces of it go, and making the commitment to yourself to have inner peace. Now, a lot of people get into peaceful states in a lot of different ways. For some people, it's meditation. For some people, it's prayer. For some people, it's taking deep breaths. For some people, it's yoga, walking, being in nature. I can list about 105 things, but you know for you what calms you down. Having a conversation with a friend that's amazing and supportive can be helpful, but when you get into that place, your goal is to keep working on getting to that place. For me personally, my inner peace comes a lot through deep breathing. I have done yoga for, God, I don't know. I think it's been over 15 years, a long, long time. So getting into a couple yoga poses, doing deep breathing, taking some meditation time, taking some prayer time. For me personally, those are things that really work to keep me in a state of inner peace. Not that I don't get mad sometimes, y'all. But those are just some examples. But again, it's for you, it's personal to you. What is it that gets you into a state where you can just have some inner peace? And just knowing what your triggers are. Everybody's triggered by something. Recognizing that and believing that you can work on that and improve those things, so that either you avoid these triggers, if it's people, situations, or whatever it is, or you work on dealing with them better. So that's my super shortened version of how to really work on getting to the inner peace. Um, I shall keep fighting through the pain of my divorce. Yes, yes. And like I said, a lot of you, thank you for sharing, by the way, some of you sharing some of the things that you're working on, because again, like I said, some of it is not easy. It's really not easy. And it is painful a lot of times. So you get to choose though. I definitely want you to do the mental health detox, but you get to choose what area of your life it looks like for you, and what you're ready for. God bless you too. Thank you, thank you. Blessings to you. Amen, amen. Bless you all the time. Bless you too. I've learned that I can't allow anyone's behavior to paralyze me. Yes. Hmm. You know what? That's a really good one, actually, about other people's behavior. So, unless you have some special magic wand, you cannot always control other people's behavior, like you mentioned. But like you just said, allowing it not to paralyze you is what's going to be really, really important. Allowing it, you can be affected by it, but then allowing yourself to get to a point where you can move through it and still go on and still function should really be a goal. That's really important. Peace every day, dealing with people. Yes. BWE has been a blessing to me. I tuned in after being furloughed. Wow. I'm really happy to hear that. And again, thank you all for tuning in, because I absolutely agree. You all know how much I love Dr. King, who started Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page. Just a huge, amazing woman. Extremely blessed to know her, and for her to have this platform to have different people on to be an inspiration, hopefully, to each and every one of you, is pretty amazing. So I'm glad that you're finding it a blessing as well. Inner peace comes from the peace giver. A relationship with him helps. Yes, 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 yes. Amen. Life is very stressful. Yes, I agree. So as I wrap up here, let me put this in here. If you all need me at any time, you can reach me at drnekeshiahammond.com. And if you have any questions before next Tuesday, let me know. Feel free if you want to put in the comments any, uh, you know, any more thoughts that you have. I'm definitely going to go on after the live and answer any questions that you have or any other comments that you have. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. One of the questions, how old is BWE? That's a great question. I want to say somewhere close to 8, 9-ish years. Don't quote me on it exactly. But somewhere around that time, the idea was really thought of by Dr. King, and who just, again, like I said, is an amazing individual. So yeah, so I will be wrapping up here. So again, drnekeshiahammond.com if you have any questions before next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, I will be back. I look forward to hopefully hearing about some of your mental health detoxes that you're starting. Again, various areas of your life that you can start it in. But just start this week. That's my tip for you. Start something this week, even if it's something small, even if it's a baby step. And again, don't be discouraged if you have days where you're like, this is so hard, right? Don't try not to be discouraged. And it's okay, again, if you need a pause on the detox and come back to it. Totally okay. But I will, you're welcome. I will see you all next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.